Hey everyone, Nick Cheney here. Today I'm going to give you part 2 of LinkedIn Unlocked. And today I'm just going to navigate a little bit around and explain a little bit more about LinkedIn and so forth. Okay? So this is the screen that you'll see when you first log in to LinkedIn. Okay? Now you can see that it's prompting me for to upload a headshot. I can share an update. I can also upload a photograph to my profile and to various parts of my profile. So, say my summary, I can upload photos, videos, and website links directly to my summary. All right. It's also worth noting that a lot of big companies are advertising on LinkedIn now. Take this job in ANZ, for example. Administration coordinator in Sydney. And I'll explain a little bit how you can, leverage your personal brand on LinkedIn for the benefit of companies like this. And I'll explain more about that in a later video. Just scrolling down a bit, you'll see that there's a sponsored. So these are sponsored ads. So you can advertise on LinkedIn, although I strongly recommend you don't because it's very expensive. But also, there are other ways that you can get customers besides advertising on LinkedIn. All right, LinkedIn is the B2B networking of networking sites, as far as I'm concerned. It really is the B2B networking site in the world. As I said in a previous video, there's an enormous amount of users on LinkedIn. And that's growing at like a user every 2 seconds or something, So by the time this training video goes online, there'll be another 1,000 users on LinkedIn. So there you go. So there's the front page. I tend to spend, at the moment, I tend to spend a lot of time, I have been spending a lot of time editing my profile. I just wanted to get the messaging right. And again, I'll explain more about how you can really target your message to your target audience. Using your profile. But I'll explain it again another time. So that's sort of everything about your profile. You can see here who's viewed your profile. Now, you can get full stats and so forth if you become a member, but obviously as a free profile, you're sort of limited into exactly who, what information is available to you. And then of course your updates, so you can see all your updates there. Here's the connections tab. Add connections, find alumni, those sorts of things. We'll touch on more about those in later videos. Jobs, we'll touch on again later, and interests. Now, interests is a really interesting one because you've got all these different ones. You've got Pulse, which I'll explain again in another video. You've got groups, and our groups, there's all sorts of really interesting groups you can join on LinkedIn, and I'll explain how joining those groups and being an active part of those groups can really help drive your company brand, not just your personal brand. And again, I'll explain that in a later video. Along here, you've got all the usual sort of stuff. You've got your inbox, notifications, adding connections, and your sort of general stuff, general settings, and so forth. And that's pretty much it. So I'll leave that for now. And I'll look forward to your company in part 3. Have a great day, guys, and I'll talk to you all soon. Bye now.